In this video, I shall discuss some important terminologies related to the chapter nutrition. That means the terminologies are the important features of a particular topic because in our biology particularly, these terminologies are derived from either Latin or Greek words, and the spelling of these terminology are also important for biology. So that is why before studying a particular topic, the student must be acquainted with these biological terminologies so that it will be helpful for him or her to understand the topic clearly. So in this chapter, there are so many important terminologies, and now we shall discuss some important terminologies so that it will be helpful for them for their better understanding. Now, first, that is nutrition. What is nutrition? What is the clear-cut definition of nutrition? That means every terminology has its own importance. Now, the process of obtaining and utilizing the food material by an organism is called nutrition. Right? The word obtaining is used here in place of taking or making. The plant make their food, the animals they take their food, but the obtaining word is used to include both of them. Then after obtaining, they utilize them for the different purposes, for bodybuilding, for growth, for releasing energy, for protection, etc. Now the next important terminology is the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Then what is this autotrophic mode of nutrition? The mode of nutrition in which the organisms can prepare their own food is called autotrophic mode of nutrition. Normally, the green plants, they prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. So whenever you are writing the definition, your definition must be in one sentence and which must give the complete sense of that particular terminology. Now next one, what is heterotrophic nutrition? So it is also another mode of nutrition in which the organisms derive their food from other organisms. So here they normally take the food from other organisms. So that is why heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Hetero means other, trop means food. And almost all animals which cannot prepare their own food material, they derive their food from other either animals or plants. So that is why they are called heterotrophic organisms, and the mode of nutrition, it is called heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now the next one, that is the parasitic nutrition. The mode of nutrition in which the organism derives its food from another organism. But how? By living in or on its body. When it living on its body, then it is called the ectoparasite, and when it live in the body, then it is called endoparasite. So it may be a ecto or endo. They derive their food from other organisms by living in their body or on their body. Normally, the organisms which live on the body of the other, they are called the parasites, and the organism from which they derive their food, they are called the hosts. And the common example, the human being is the host for the plasmodium, because plasmodium derives its food from human being. Then the lice, leech, all these are the ectoparasites, they live in the body of the animal. So this mode of nutrition is important for those organisms who cannot prepare their food and also who cannot obtain their food from other sources. Now, saprotrophic mode of nutrition. The mode of nutrition in which the organisms derive their food from dead and decaying organisms, either from the dead plant or from the dead animals. They derive their food. So that is why these organisms are called saprotrophs. Mostly the microorganisms like your fungus or fungi and bacteria, they are the saprotrophs, and the mode of nutrition, that is the saprotrophic mode of nutrition, and they are commonly called the decomposers because they break up the complex food material into the simpler form, then they derive it into their body. Now next one, that is the holozoic mode of nutrition. It is the mode of nutrition in which the organisms take the complex food material, the food material which are complex in nature, which are insoluble in nature, and when they take it into their body, they get them converted into simpler form, then they utilize them. So this mode of nutrition is called the holozoic nutrition, and this nutrition occurs mostly in the higher animals and some unicellular like amoeba. So amoeba and human being, they obtain their food by the mode of holozoic nutrition. Now, ingestion. Now, the process of intake of food material by an organism from the outside into their body, that is called ingestion, because the animals mostly they take their food from the outside on the basis of their mouth parts, on the basis of the types of the food. The intake methods may be different, but that process is called ingestion, when the organisms they take the food from the outside. Now next is digestion. So digestion is the most important process in the process of nutrition. Here the process of breaking down of complex and insoluble food materials into simpler and soluble form with the help of enzymes. That is called digestion. It is not only a physical breakdown process, but it is also a chemical process, because the larger complex food materials chemically broken down. They are normally broken down chemically also in addition to physical method, and the complex food materials are converted into the simpler and soluble form. That is called digestion. But the most important thing is that the enzymes, the biocatalysts, which are involved in the process. Now next one, that is the absorption. After the digestion of the food material, the entry of the food materials into the blood circulation of the animal, that is called absorption. And now the next one, that is the assimilation. So when the digested food materials are absorbed into the blood circulation, then they are normally the process of distribution and utilization of the absorbed food material by the animals is called the assimilation. So in this process, the absorbed food material are distributed throughout the body and they are utilized for the different purposes like the release of energy or for the growth of the organism, for the protection of the organism, like that. Now the next one, that is the ingestion. Now the process of removal of the undigested food materials from the body of the organism, the process of removal of the undigested food material, the undigested food from the body of the organism is called ingestion. Whatever food materials which are taken by the animal, some part of the food materials remain undigested. So that is why they cannot be utilized by the animal. That is why they must be removed from the body of the animal. So the process by which they are removed from the body, that is called ingestion, and the materials are called ingesta. Now the next one, that is the digestive system. So the system or the organs involved in the process of digestion. There are a number of organs which are involved in this process, and these organs collectively known as the digestive system. It is a system because all the organs, they work or they perform their function combinedly in a holistic manner so that they can perform a particular function. So this is your digestive system. Now next up is the alimentary canal. Now the alimentary canal, it is the food pipe or the tube-like structure or the pipe-like structure which is present inside the body of the animal, through which the food passes from mouth to the anus. Mouth, it is also called the oral opening through which the food enters, and the anus, it is the anal opening through which the undigested foods are removed. So this whole pipe starting from the mouth till the anus, it is called the alimentary canal. ALIMENTARY, alimentary canal of the animal. The alimentary canal normally consists of different parts like your buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, then the small intestine again, duodenum, jejunum, ileum, then the large intestine, cecum, colon and rectum, etc. So these are the different parts of the alimentary canal, and their shape, size and structure are also different on the basis of their different function in the different parts of it. So where it is ingestion occur, where digestion occurs, then the absorption, then the assimilation. So on the basis of their function, their structures are also different. Now the digestive glands. The glands which normally secrete the most important molecule in the process of digestion, that is the enzymes, and some other digestive juice like your bile juice or other juices which help in the process of digestion, and these glands are called digestive glands. And the most common examples are the liver, which is the largest gland in our body, and this liver secretes the bile juice, and this bile which contains the pigments like bilirubin, biliverdin, it contains the salts like glycocholates and taurocholates of the sodium and potassium. Then this bile normally helps in the emulsification of the fat, and it converts the medium into alkaline in the duodenum. Now the next important gland like your pancreas. Pancreas secretes the pancreatic juice, and this pancreatic juice, it contains number of enzymes like trypsin, chymotrypsin, pancreatic lipase, pancreatic amylase, etc. So another important gland, that is the salivary gland, which are present inside the buccal cavity, and this gland mostly secretes the enzyme that is called your amylase enzyme, and it helps in the conversion of starch into sugar. So these are collectively called the digestive glands, maybe liver, pancreas or the salivary glands. Now the enzyme. What are the enzymes? So the biomolecules which are present inside the digestive system, and these biomolecules which normally helps in the process of digestion are called the enzymes. And these enzymes mostly they are proteinaceous in nature. These are proteinaceous in nature, and there are some other parts also there, but one component is the protein, and they are commonly, the most common examples are amylase, lipase. The amylase normally acts on the carbohydrate food. Now lipase, it acts on the fatty substance of the fat food or the lipids, you can say. Now the pepsin acts on the protein molecules in acidic medium, whereas the trypsin acts on the same protein molecules but in alkaline medium. So that is why these enzymes are very much specific to their substrate, which substrate are normally used by these enzymes. So these are very much specific to their substrate, and also they are very much specific to their temperature, or they are sensitive to the temperature. If the temperature is increase or decrease, their function affects. Now they also act in a specific pH, so in either acidic pH or in alkaline pH. So that is why in the stomach, particularly in our body, the enzymes act only in the acidic medium, because the hydrochloric acid is there, and pepsin, then renin, then lipase or gastric lipase, they act only in the acidic medium. Whereas the pancreatic enzymes like your trypsin, chymotrypsin, pancreatic amylase, pancreatic lipase, they act in the alkaline medium. So that is why they are very much pH specific. So these molecules are That is why very much important for the process of digestion inside our body. So that is why they are also called the biocatalyst. These are also called biocatalysts that act as the catalyst. They do not take part in the digestion process, but they help in this process like the catalyst. So that is why as they are present in the living body and they perform the function of the catalyst, that is why they are called biocatalysts. Now, I hope these terminologies will be helpful for you in your better understanding in this topic. Now, that is why if it is really useful for you, then please like it and subscribe for further videos. Thank you.